Welcome to the State of the City. I bet you're probably wondering why I'm up here and not the mayor. My name is Kate Collins, and I had the great privilege this year to be part of founding an Easthampton Pride group in Easthampton here. So 2019 was the year that a group of Easthampton residents founded the city's first official Easthampton Pride group. The idea started with a conversation at the end of 2018 that sort of went, wouldn't it be nice if we could actually march together as a city officially in Northampton Pride? Some of you might know that 2019 was the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riot, so it actually meant a lot for us to get that together in 2019. So with the help of City Councilor Owen Zarrett, a small but very enthusiastic group of volunteers, and the support of a lot of residents and local businesses, we made it happen. We weren't sure how much interest there was going to be in something like this, but we were absolutely overwhelmed by the response. So here's a few quick highlights. Easthampton resident Heather Rush took our dreams and made them into a fantastic logo incorporating 01027 and the black and brown stripes and the rainbow flag. We had our very first fundraiser at New City Brewery. We raised enough money to provide all of our marchers and the marchers for the Easthampton GSA with Easthampton Pride t-shirts. Thanks to the fundraiser and our local business sponsors and individual donors, we raised over $3,000. We completely filled our Northampton Pride slot, and we had the mayor and our city councilors marching alongside of us behind our 01027 banner. We had our very first official Pride after party at Abandoned Building Brewery in their new space, which they were kind enough and generous enough to open up to us before it even opened to the public. We had a booth at Cultural Chaos selling Easthampton Pride merchandise and getting to really connect with everybody in our community. In 2020, we're looking forward to expanding the Easthampton Pride merchandise line to include full-color logos and providing shirts, magnets, and glasses to local businesses that have expressed interest in carrying them. And we're really hoping to have more events to bring our queer community and our allies together. You can follow us on Easthampton Pride's Facebook group and on Instagram. Tell us what you would like to see. We're looking for volunteers for events, more marchers for this year's Northampton 2020 Pride Parade, and most importantly, we want your ideas about what you would like to see from an LGBTQIA+ group in Easthampton. So tell us what you want to see, like what kind of events do you want, what kind of support do you need. Please reach out to us and let us know. Thanks.
The last year was just full of firsts for the city. It was also a little sad for the city as our president of City Council, Joe McCoy, decided not to run after 14 years of public service. Joe, if you could come up to the podium. We have a few things for you.
State of the Union.
No, State of the City. You're a part of the State of the City.
That's true.
We are here today in no small part for you and your service, stepping forward 14 years ago, and starting to build a wonderful foundation for our city that we all work for and from today. And I didn't want it to go unrecognized. Easthampton is certainly on the map right now. We see ourselves with a lot of positive press, but a part of Easthampton becoming known statewide and on the federal level was really the work of Joe McCoy as well as his fellow city councilors. So when you say Easthampton and our city council president, Joe McCoy, they know who that is, and they know what we do here. So I have certificates of recognition from Senator Warren and Senator Markey, as well as Senator Congressman, now I'm going to start a bad one, Congressman Neo, who's very happy where he is, and he's not going to run for anything else. So I'll thank you. I think who sums it up best is a personal note. I'm opening Joe's mail a little bit. A personal note from Senator Markey that I'm going to have Kay read.
Dear Joseph, I wish to recognize your 14 years of service to the town of Easthampton. Having been City Council President and Vice President, you have continuously demonstrated your care for and dedication to the town of Easthampton throughout the years. I am grateful for your commitment to developing Easthampton's economy and ensuring the environment is a priority to the City Council. Your contributions to the fight for equal rights and fairness have had a lasting positive impact on the town of Easthampton and our Commonwealth, and we are all indebted to you for this. Congratulations on your retirement. I wish you all the best in the years ahead. I know I am joined by a grateful community and Commonwealth when I offer my sincere thanks for your years of service. Sincerely, Edward J. Markey.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you, Joe. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the State of the City. I'm very proud to be giving my second State of the City, and as I begin my second term of service as the Mayor of Easthampton, I am struck that our forward momentum and enthusiasm has not only sustained from that first election in 2017, but it has also grown in its reach. It's infectious. This love for our home, this willingness to invest and grow together for the good of everyone who works and lives here. I love my job, and I feel honored to be re-elected to continue our work together. Economic development has been a bright spot in our work over the last 2 years, at a pace that exceeded even my hopeful expectations. I was proud to secure millions in grant money for Easthampton, and we're now seeing those investments come to fruition now. We have welcomed new businesses who have chose to make Easthampton their home. And we have seen an increase in women-owned enterprises in particular. And I'm thrilled to share some very exciting news this evening. The National League of Cities has awarded Easthampton a $25,000 grant to fund the creation of Blueprint Easthampton. Through this initiative, we will map innovation resources for locally owned businesses. If you choose to do business in Easthampton, we will help you thrive. Today, we are in the strongest fiscal position this city has ever seen. Our bond rating rose to a historical high of AA+. We increased tax abatement for our most financially at-risk seniors. The city's property tax rates overall remained lower than our initial projections, even with the cost of the new school building. These financial successes are a strong foundation, and the 2 years ahead will be defined not merely by growth, but by locally based smart growth to improve the quality of life for all residents. We've also had to make some tough decisions to fix years of deferred maintenance and vital infrastructure needs. I know that you feel the pain of these costs. I've worked to temper these costs with new local taxes on cannabis, short-term rentals, and ride-sharing. But new taxes are not a panacea to address every budget need, and we must be thoughtful fiscal stewards with this funding. We must continue to be innovative to keep Easthampton affordable. New tax revenue from the adult use cannabis industry has been a welcome addition, but the reality is that these dollars are more likely a solution to filling budget gaps from the increased costs of doing business, like health insurance for our city employees, heating costs for our buildings, and the asphalt we use to improve our streets. Collectively, we recognize these tough decisions are generational investments, and your continued support has made all the difference. We are in this together, so that our children and our children's children continue to call Easthampton their home. Our relationships with partners at every level of government have grown. and strengthened in the last 2 years. Now Easthampton is at the table with other mayors statewide advocating for education funding, transportation investments, and public safety resources. I'm proud of the partnerships we have secured at the federal level. And some of you heard that earlier today when we were joined by Senator Ed Markey and Congressman Richie Neal. We have secured significant grant money in areas like firefighting staffing, public health, through the advocacy of Senators Markey and Warren. With the leadership of Congressman Neal, my office worked with River Valley Co-op to secure crucial support with $15 million in new market tax credits. And together, we have seen measurable increases in community participation, a signal of increased public confidence in our commitment to equity and inclusion. Each step of the way, I have put the needs of our residents at the forefront of our plans. I approach this second term with a specific word in mind: utility. Economic development and smart growth are not about bubbles and bows. They are about nuts and bolts. Now it is my responsibility to make sure that we can execute on each one of those promises made through those grants. And to do so, we need to rethink the way we do business in City Hall and expand our capacity. At 50 Payson, there is a shared commitment among municipal employees to ensure that every new challenge, we remain strong fiscal stewards, entrusted with your taxpayer dollars. I just want to take a moment to thank the public servants in this room, because you're the reason for so much of our success. Thank you. As we step into 2020, we go even further. Long-term planning demands environmentally and socially conscious economic development. We've taken steps in that direction, like the near net zero construction underway at One Ferry, River Valley Co-op, and our new school. We've taken steps to protect the Mount Tom viewshed, successfully pursued electric vehicle charging stations, and have been awarded more green community grants. Over the next 5 years, we'll tackle our integrated stormwater management and water plan to comply with federal standards. We will work with our regional partners to focus on action-oriented grants to protect our aquifer, building resiliency to secure the city's sole source of award-winning drinking water. We take a deep dive into the challenges of our school budget, away from top-down prioritization. We must make sure that every single dollar is spent efficiently to benefit our students, keeping in line with the same spirit and dedication that secured a successful yes vote for the new pre-K through 8 school. I should also pause here and acknowledge the members of the School Building Committee, some of whom I see in the audience tonight, who worked over the last 2 years to design a consolidated school campus that was budget conscious while driven by community vision. The bids for the school came in under budget, allowing for a new maintenance building, a roundabout, durable flooring in the high traffic areas, and a track around the new athletic field. Thank you so much for your work. I know, and many in this room know, that this was a tremendous community effort. Thank you. We have a comprehensive study underway to examine housing needs and production. We will create and execute a plan that addresses our actual housing challenges, supported by data and best practices. Our highest priority is addressing the real need in Easthampton, with a particular focus on protecting our most vulnerable populations. You've seen that philosophy already in our support for the arts and culture community. We obtained an Arts Visioning grant and underwent that process, which was informed by significant research and a public intensive process from our residents. We will expand youth art projects, formalize public art policy, and spread resources across more diverse opportunities. But through this visioning, we know we need to go further and support our artists, focusing on inclusion and equity in areas like housing, wages, and more opportunities. This will be our guiding message as we look ahead. Create and execute plans based on facts, but guided by the feelings that we share for the city. We just obtained a new MassWorks grant, beginning to correct the Route 10 tangle of traffic near the new River Valley Co-op. This grant will bolster pedestrian and bicycle access to the market site in a more environmentally friendly manner. It's not a particularly exciting grant announcement, but it addresses a very foundational part of our growth, managing traffic. These purposeful steps are what I mean when I say utility. This year, we take all of that planning and investing and we move ahead, taking control of Easthampton's future. When our city thrives, we all succeed. Each milestone only matters if every single resident can enjoy our shared success. We know what we have done and where we have been. Celebrate this new chapter of our city at this moment, but remember, we hit the ground running today, and tomorrow we do it again. So let's get back to work. Thank you so much for coming this evening. I have made cookies, and there is local milk, so please help yourself, and have a great evening. Happy New Year, and welcome to the new decade.